Iran has begun plotting to strike the US with sleeper cells. What are we scared of? They're asleep. Don't wake them up. You, I thought it was funny. Over the weekend, President Trump struck nuclear sites in Iran, and now Iran has closed the trade route for oil, the Strait of Hormuz. These people are idiots. There's nothing straight about that. Trump took the stand to announce the strike, and honestly, I thought I was watching a UFC event. That's the only time I see all four of them together. Pete Hegseth looks like me when my wife asks how many beers I had, and I reply 1, knowing I had 12 margaritas at Chili's before driving home. And JD Vance looked like he was mad because he just went on a podcast saying wars are bad. And Trump went on about how no other country could pull this off. And actually, Trump, there is one other country that could do this. One soldier, actually, that could do this.
These are the students who are the future of Pakistan. I love Pakistan. I will sacrifice my life for Pakistan.
Now, this is being said to be one of the most secretive missions, but this could have been predicted if you're an intel analyst expert like me. 2 geolocation data points is all you need to predict this. The nearest Papa John's to the Pentagon and the nearest gay bar. And 30 minutes before the strike, it was shown, there was a spike in above normal traffic at the nearest Papa John's and a large decrease in traffic of the nearest gay bar. Meaning not only was our Pentagon working late in preparation, but also some of them are going to have some explaining to do with Pete Hegseth about their stance on Pride Month, if you know what I mean. Now, Republicans didn't want war, so who's standing with President Trump? Damn it, you did this last week, Greg. How do you manage to wheel yourself into these situations? Damn it, sorry, I didn't mean to do it. Actually, yeah, I did. That's a lie. Now, the reaction on the strikes are celebratory. Republicans have been bragging that the mission was done with no leaks and applauding Pete Hegseth. Guys, that's not an accomplishment. No one applauds a Waffle House employee for showing up sober. Actually, they do, and that is very fitting for this situation. I get it now. Sorry to interrupt, we have breaking news. Trump has now announced a ceasefire has been reached between the two countries, congratulating both of the countries, stating that in a few hours, Iran will stop their strikes and so will Israel, who has a great reputation of upholding ceasefires. Oh, this ain't gonna last long.
You know what, we basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
And Trump has tweeted, I'm not saying that out loud. One wrong decibel and my little YouTube career is gone. Trump is saying make Iran great again and floats the idea of a regime change. Oh my God.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Iran used to actually be a pretty flourishing nation, and arguably it declined once the Islamic Revolution began, which, if you read, the US helped set up with the coup of the former leader. We are literally reverse Unoing half a decade of work if that happens. We change other countries' regimes faster than we make decisions to bomb other countries. No, seriously. Trump said he needs 2 weeks, and in less than 2 days, there was already a stealth bomber on more stimulants than Hunter Biden flying over an ocean to bomb Iran. And yes, Trump did state there was a ceasefire agreed upon with the two countries. Wait, 2 countries? The US doesn't say it will cease operations. 3 countries sent missiles. Why aren't one of the countries agreeing to stop the military strikes? What are you trying to plan there, Trump?
Ladies and gentlemen,
the Semi-Daily Night Show with Gary TV, your host, Gary.
Tonight's ceremonial first pitch. And please welcome the President of the United States.
we did it, sir. Just making sure you're paying attention.
Welcome to the Semi-Daily Night Show. I'm your host, Gary. The government is trying to sell your land. Utah Senator Mike Lee is proposing a section in Trump's big, beautiful bill about selling 3.3 million acres of federal land. The bill plans to sell 1% of our federal land, and the language in the bill opens up 250 million acres to potentially be sold in the future. Holy f***, they did the meme. And just about everyone hates this idea, including hikers, which hikers are annoying. You don't need walking sticks. Walking sticks are for Gandalf and liberals. Conveniently, both are gay. No offense, Lord of the Rings fans. And because the government is ran by literal lizards, the language in the bill is ghostwritten by a solar salesman, basically. It is written in a way that allows any land in the US to be nominated for sale, whether it be a corporation or a private entity that can then purchase the land. So anyone can nominate any land to be sold, and politicians will vote if that's allowed. Mike Lee, the senator behind the bill, says don't worry, the land being sold in the states like California, Idaho, Utah, and others will be in underutilized areas. What the f*** does that mean? So areas with nothing around them, like San Bernardino? I mean, I actually will back the bill if we just sell all of San Bernardino. This has pretty much every person agreeing on something for once, because it impacts hunters, hikers, people who camp, basically anyone who still likes to go outside. Nearly 90 million acres will be sold in Alaska alone. What, you're gonna build a community with f***ing polar bears around? It's kind of interesting. Most of the land being sold is an area where the bears are white. Just saying, kind of right. Income tax was supposed to be temporary. I now pay 9%. The Patriot Act was supposed to only be used against foreign enemies, then it spied on all of us. And now we have Palantir. Deportations were only supposed to be the worst criminals. Now they're outside of Home Depot targeting people who work. The government doesn't take an inch. It takes the ruler and then hits you with it. Federal land being sold is only 1%. Then it's 2%. And before you know it, the Grand Canyon has a Denny's, Yosemite has a DMV, and the beautiful coastlines of San Diego all have military bases. But at least we still have our national parks, right?
A recent Justice Department opinion says the president can both create and revoke national monument land without Congress under the Antiquities Act.
What the f***, dude? We don't need more cookie cutter Lennar model soulless homes. Genuinely, what's the point of more houses? None of us can afford them because of politicians like you, Mike Lee, ruin the economy for us. And you people don't care because corporations like BlackRock will come in and buy the homes if they already don't own the land and then rent them out, implement some bull HOA. You gotta remember, this country is ran by solar salesmen. They will sell anything. We literally have Chinese-owned farmland conveniently next to military bases across the United States. These people don't care about the country. They care about how big their houses can be in this country. I know what you're thinking. Gary, this sounds like a dystopia. We hate this. But maybe this is Trump playing 47D chess at this point. Now listen, I won't go into conspiratorial detail. Matter of fact, I will go into conspiratorial detail. Senator Mike Lee's bill would open up 250 million acres for federal land to be sold in the US. You see, the government is trying to sell land for homes, they say. But in a separate section of the bill, it expands locations to drill for oil. Now, the public doesn't like oil. It's in everything we use though. Probably our drinking water at this point, at least in Ohio, it definitely is. So corporations want to get access to it, but people don't want to see it get extracted off our land where we camp, fish, hunt, or hike. That is how I view every hiker, I'm sorry. So proposing this will likely get the people upset. So when you propose a bill that everyone hates, you counteroffer. That's chapter 2 of Art of the Deal. Probably. I was going to say chapter 7, but I don't think it has more than 3 chapters. You counteroffer. Republicans say, all right, we'll keep our land, but we still need oil. And what countries have oil? Sure, Canada, but that's probably tainted with estrogen and communism. Mexico has oil, but good luck getting anything from a Latina when they're mad at you. What? I married one. I can say that. So that really only leaves one country. What about countries we could go to war with? That we might be going to war with? Starts with I and ends with Ran? Think about it. The government is like a drug addict on the corner. You give them a little bit and it's never enough. And once you give them money, then they're showing up everywhere, trying to take money off other people. They tell you sob stories of how you should help and their money is going to be used for food, roads, and instead it's used for fentanyl. Bombs, in this case. They lie about their military service. They vote yes on bills, then they say they didn't know what they voted on and try to save face with their constituents. The government will then tell you, this is only going to be 1% of land, and it's only going to be used for homes. And while they're building these homes, they'll have infrastructure to where then they can go drill oil. These underutilized areas will need jobs, and the only jobs around there could be oil. And we don't want to keep buying oil from a country we continuously bomb and are at war with. Politicians can pull off miracles like that, like being able to stand for foreign countries when they're paralyzed.